Alright, y'all, it's the 26th, so you know what that means. Less than 1 month till Christmas, so you better hit the link in the description. Merry Tipsmas. Order soon. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We got deals on Trainer Tips merch down there. But it's also the 26th, so you know what that means. Terrakion is here as the last Cobalion eggs hatch, and Cobalion rides off into the sunset. It's now going to be replaced with a much more desirable legendary Pokemon. Terrakion, the second member of the Swords of Justice trio, takes over legendary raids today in Pokemon Go. So I want to start off by going over some counters because, well, we got a new one that you might want to invest in. Here it is, Terrakion. We're going to start by looking at Pokebattler's rankings of the best counters. Now, Terrakion is a rock and fighting type, so it has a good amount of weaknesses, but it's also a Pokemon that you're going to want to catch because it becomes the second best rock type in terms of DPS. With access to Smackdown and Rock Slide, it has the same moveset as Rampardos, less attack than Rampardos, but much better defensive stats. So Rampardos, still the absolute best rock-type DPS, but Terrakion gets pretty close as an overall rock type in terms of damage output over the course of its survival in battle times the amount of DPS that it puts out. So it's going to take over Tyranitar for second best rock type versus Rampardos. So Terrakion, if you don't have Smackdown Stone Edge Tyranitar, you might want to catch a few Terrakion, although Smackdown Stone Edge Tyranitar will be available for December's Community Day weekend. Anyway, we're talking about Terrakion today. Counters. Your absolute best counter against Terrakion is the recent Psycho Cut Psystrike Mewtwo. Psystrike Mewtwo, the Mewtwo that we just had earlier this summer. Psystrike Mewtwo is the absolute best counter to Terrakion. In fact, with a team of Psystrike Mewtwo, you can duo Terrakion. So absolute best if you caught good Psystrike Mewtwo, power up 1 or 2 or 6 if you can afford it. It's going to be great for Terrakion, especially if you're trying to get in short man raids, duos, trios, if you don't have a big raid group. Lots of Psystrike Mewtwo. Best Pokemon to use. But following Mewtwo, you can use Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, Metagross, Zen Headbutt, Psychic, Latios. Jirachi makes an appearance here, which, I do have a Jirachi. Confusion Psychic Alakazam. What do you know? I have 200% Alakazams. Probably not going to power them up. But Confusion Psychic Espeon, Counter Dynamic Punch Machamp, Metal Claw Ironhead, Dialga, Kyogre. So as we scroll down here, there are a lot of familiar Pokemon. So I would say definitely, if you don't have one, power up a Psystrike Mewtwo. It's great not only now, but against future raid bosses. It's the best Psychic type attacker overall. It's great DPS overall. So Psystrike Mewtwo, definitely worth powering up. If you don't have one, Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, Metagross. If you don't have that, surely you have at least Alakazam or Espeon. Definitely, we all have Machamp by now. Kyogre is another one that a lot of people probably have. But as we scroll down, some of these are getting less and less common Pokemon that we haven't used too much in raids before. And at this point now, they're not even among the best counters, but they are definitely viable. Oh, there it is. Terrakion charges into 5-star raids starting today. It will be in your favor to challenge it with Water, Grass, Fighting, Ground, Psychic, Steel, and Fairy-type Pokemon. Like I said, lots of weaknesses. So what I want to do is, first of all, take a look at how many of my Pokemon are sad and not healed. But next, just take a look at how many, Psystrike Mewtwo did I catch? I did get this one. That's the 98. That's another 98, but 14 attack, 96, 96, 93, 93, 93% and shiny. That might be the one to power up. Now, I think in order to differentiate my Psystrike Mewtwo, first of all, I want Psycho Cut. You can go with either Confusion or Psycho Cut, but personally I prefer Psycho Cut just because it's a faster move. I am going to power up my shiny Psystrike Mewtwo, so at a glance I can tell the difference between my Shadow Ball Mewtwo, which is the first Mewtwo I caught, and this shiny Psystrike Mewtwo. So again, you don't see me power up Pokemon too often, But Psystrike Mewtwo, absolutely one that is worth powering up. Not just for Terrakion, but moving forward in the future, one of the best overall attackers. In fact, probably the best neutral damage attacker of all Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Only out DPS'd by Deoxys attack form, which as we know has almost no defensive stats, so it's not even worth using. So Psystrike Mewtwo. If you've got the dust to spare, today's the day to spend it. Okay, I think that's level 30. Should be level 30 there. 3551. Psycho Cut, Psystrike, Mewtwo, 2. So I just want to put together a party real quick. Obviously we're using Mewtwo 2. But then as far as other counters, I need to revive some Pokemon. I have 2 super potions. I went through my journal. Out of the last 20 Pokestops I've spun, and this is during the end of the Super Effective Week event. That was all I got. 2 super potions, 20 Pokestops. So much for an increased drop rate. Alright, so there they are for now. The Terrakion Dream Team. I guess the Dream Team would be 6 Psystrike Mewtwo, but Mewtwo, a couple of Metagross, Machamp, Groudon, which actually in this case, Solar Beam is preferable to Earthquake, and then Roserade. So we're going to go out with that, and in a few minutes, we should start seeing some Terrakion eggs hatching. Hold on, I changed my mind. There's no eggs yet. I think it's finally time for me to invest in a Kyogre. That's right. Ooh, it's been a long time. Yeah, it's time. 2 years? Almost 2 years. I'm powering up a Kyogre, finally. Gonna add that to the team. And then when the eggs start hatching, let's go. It's a little after 3. I missed the first Terrakion that hatched in downtown Long Beach because I didn't see it in time. There was only 15 minutes left by the time I got there. So here's this one. I'm a little outside of downtown, so I'm hoping someone will show up, but so far there's no one here. Maybe I should have hit up the raid group. There he is, Terrakion. I'm still alone. Do I go in? Do I wait? Alright, I'm gonna go in case anyone's nearby, scoping it out. Oh hey, I didn't realize that this was still recording. But yeah, that's me just sitting here alone. No one's around. Alright, well, I gotta go see my family, so Terrakion's on hold. Hopefully I can find one with someone to battle with. Well, the good news is I found a rocket stop on the way back to my car, so any leaders around? Could do that real quick. But this is a Terrakion video, so we'll come back to it. Oh god, okay, wait a minute, hold on. On my way out of Long Beach, there was one. The lobby is 3 people, which is possible, but I think, okay, so that's Shiny Mewtwo. It's probably Psystrike back there. I definitely need to dodge Earthquake. This guy's using a Razor Leaf Torterra, which tells me that The rest of the counters on that team there are going to be less than ideal. This might be a scoop. What's the other person using now? I don't see anything else. Yeah, I think we're scooping on that one. 2 potions. You keep telling me you don't have potions because you don't open gifts, but guess what? I open gifts. I got 2 potions. Okay. There's 3 again, but it's not the same. Not the same people. There aren't a ton of people out raiding. There wasn't a huge group here when I drove by, but I don't know. Oh, there we go. 6. All right, we're good. For a Pokemon as important as Terrakion is, I expected a few more people to be out raiding on day 1. Again, you know, second best rock type. Definitely now the most accessible good rock type. Granados has been traditionally very hard to come by in Pokemon Go, so Terrakion, if you can get a raid group together, should be a lot easier to amass a party of, to farm candies for, than Rampardos ever was. Definitely want to try to dodge this Earthquake and keep Mewtwo alive as long as possible. I did just invest a lot of Stardust in it. It is the best overall counter. Here comes an Earthquake. Dodge. Viper? I couldn't think of a single dodge car aside from the Viper. Trying to think of something a little less cool than that, but like, I guess not. Alright, and now with Metagross, we definitely dodge. Stratus. There's one. Oh, another Earthquake. Dodge. Charger. Alright, blue Metagross goes down. Silver Metagross comes in. Here we go. Dodge. Challenger. It's still kind of a cool car. Dodge Neon, but kitted out like a tuner car with really bad taste. Oh, one last Earthquake to... Nope, never mind. Didn't have to dodge. So the number we're looking for is 2113. That's perfect IVs for a non-boosted Terrakion. Was that 15? Mamma mia. C'est magnifique. 15 Hyper Potions. But as I was saying, 2113 is perfect IVs with no weather boost. 2641 with a weather boost, which is going to be pretty common since it's boosted by both cloudy and partly cloudy weather. Of course, I live in Southern California, so it's usually sunny, despite the partly cloudy skies today. But are we looking for 2113 here? It's 2085, so not great, but I should be outrating this one a bit more than Cobalion, definitely, since it's a lot more useful. Suss out the throw distance. It's probably about the same distance as Cobalion was, so a little harder of a throw. There we go. Dead center. Sharpshooter. Steph Curry with the shot. James Harden step back. Running around the three-point line. JJ Redick. Ben Simmons, first three-pointer of his career. Thanks, Ben. Terrakion, welcome to the Pokedex, my friend. Second best rock type in Pokemon Go. Most accessible rock type. Definitely. Sorry, rural players. Terrakion, get out there. Do some raids. It's definitely worth raiding. For the next month, we are going to have Terrakion Raid Hour every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. So if you need to get your raids in, Raid Hour tomorrow, maybe today for some of you watching, is a great time to do that, and that's going to happen every week before Terrakion leaves in, I want to say it's like a week before Christmas. So we have around 3 weeks with Terrakion. Get out there, get your raids in. I'm going to go have dinner with my family. Bye. Oh, God.